See, last class we have discussed about the block diagram of a communication system. The block diagram of communication system. Okay. So today we go for the functions of transmitter, channel, and receiver. What are the functions we have? What transmitter will do? What channel will do? What receiver will do? What is done at transmitter side? What we will done at channel side? And what we will discuss will done in the receiver side. Okay. So see here, this is the block diagram of the communication system. Basically, the elements of the communication system is information, message, and signal. So this is a building blocks of a communication system. See, the building blocks of a communication system is transmitter, transmission channel, and receiver. Transmitter, transmission channel, and receiver. Okay. So this transmission channel is, which is a physical path between transmitter and receiver. This transmission channel is a physical path between this transmitter and receiver. Okay. So at the time of propagating the information through this transmission channel, whether it may be a connection oriented or a connection less, whatever it may be, there is a chance which is add the unwanted information to the original information. Unwanted information to the original information. Okay. So this noise, interference, and distortion, which is caused by at the time of propagating the information to the transmission channel, these problems may be occurred. Okay. Whether it may be connection oriented or connectionless, whatever it may be. Okay. So connection oriented means which is used for short distance communication between the transmitter and receiver. Okay. So for the short distance communication system, there is a physical path between the transmitter to receiver. Okay. So whenever the distance is long from the transmitter to receiver, there is no possibility to attach this physical path between the transmitter and receiver. So whenever the distance is high between the transmitter to receiver, whenever the distance is high between the transmitter to receiver, so connection-less communication system which is used. Connection-less communication system used. Okay. So in the connection-oriented communication system, system, there is a chance to get less noise. There's a chance to get the less noise because whenever we prefer a connection oriented between the transmitter and the receiver, what we will get is what? See, whenever there is a connection oriented between the transmitter and the receiver, there is a physical path which is considered, so that only internal noise which will be appear. Okay. But whenever the distance is long between the transmitter and receiver, between the transmitter and receiver. There is no possibility to connect a physical path between these two. Physical path between these two, so that the information which is propagated in the free space between these two points, so that there is a chance to add more amount of unwanted information to the original signal. Okay, so here what we will do is consider the input signal. That input signal which is taken from the source. Okay, from the source, the input signal which is given to transmitter. Then the transmitter signal which is transmitted through this particular channel. Then the signal which is received by the receiver. Finally, we can receive the output signal at destination. Output signal at the destination. So, what it will do? The transmitter, what it will do? The transmitter converts. Okay, already I have discussed in the last class. The transmitter converts the electrical signal into a form that is suitable for transmission to a physical channel or transmission medium or simply channel. So already without a electrical nature, the signal which is not propagated. Without a electrical nature, the signal which is not propagated. Okay. So we must need, for the purpose of transmitting the signal, we must need the electrical signal. We must need a electrical signal. Okay. So here, before giving transmission by the transmitter, it will check whether the signal is electrical in nature or non-electrical in nature. If it is a non-electrical signal, by using the transducer, that non-electrical signal will be converted into electrical signal. Okay, that is the one point. Okay, then the second point in the transmitter is all the signals which is not all type of signals which is not have the capability to transmit the channel to the channel. So the what type of channel we are arranged between the transmitter to receiver. Based on that, we are converted the input signal in the form of a suitable to transmit over the transmission medium. That function is done by the transmitter. The process of converting the message signal in the form of a suitable to transmit over a transmission medium, that is called it as modulation. Okay, that means the modulation done at transmitter. That means the modulation is done at the transmitter side, so that the transmitter converts the signal into the form of an electrical signal. Okay, then that electrical signal into a form that is suitable for transmission to the physical channel or a transmission medium. So for example, we are considering as in radio, television broadcasting stations. Okay, one committee name, that committee name it is called as FCC. FCC stands for Federal Communications Commission. Okay, so for radio systems, TV broadcasting systems, the Federal Communications Commission, that is FCC, specifies the frequency range for each transmitting station. Okay, beyond that frequency range, there is no possibility to communicate the information by using particular transmitter. Based upon arrangement of the frequency range. There is a possible to communicate the information. from the transmitter to receiver. That information which is transmitted by the transmitter with suitable to the channel that will be selected by the transmitter. That will be selected by the transmitter. Okay. So in radio television systems, radio as well as the television systems, already we know that. Okay. In television broadcasting stations, the FCC already specifies the frequency ranges for each transmission station, so that based on that up to particular range, we need to transmit. So similarly, that is supports up to that particular point only. Other than that, there is no possibility to transmit the information. Okay, that is the one point. Okay, so then the transmitter must be translated the information to be transmitted into the appropriate frequency range also. That's what I am telling you. The function of the transmitter is it converts the electrical signal in the form of a suitable to transmit over the transmission medium. That is called it as the transmitter. So that the transmitter must translate the information signal to be transmitted into the appropriate frequency range that matches the frequency allocation which is assigned to the transmitter. Okay, so that is the function of the transmitter. That is a function of the transmitter. Okay, then the signal, the signals which is transmitted by multiple radio stations do not disturb any signals. Okay, so in general conditions, in the general cases, at the time of propagating the information, the transmitter performs, already told you, the transmitter performs whatever the signals which are matching to the channel. Okay, that process which will be identified or selected by the transmitter, the modification which is represented as the modulation process. That modulation is represented as that modification will be represented as a modulation process. Okay, so the process of converting the information signal into in the form of a suitable to transmit over the transmission medium, that is called as modulation. So the modulation involves the use of information signal. The use of information signal means message signal. There is a input signal. The use of information signal to systematically vary either the amplitude, frequency, or a phase of a sinusoidal carrier. Okay, that is, these are the frequency, amplitude, phase. These are the parameters. Okay, so based on that, the modulations will be appeared. Okay, so coming to the transmission channels. That is in the communication channel. Okay, so the channel may be categorized, the communication channel between the transmitter to the receiver may be categorized into two types. Already I told you, connection oriented and connectionless. Those channels, once again, they call it as in one more names, that is guided transmission media and unguided transmission media. Guided means wire is connected between the transmitter to receiver. That is a connection-oriented communication system. Guided means, okay, there is a physical path which is connected between the transmitter to receiver. Then the physical path which is connected between the transmitter to receiver means whenever the distance between the transmitter to receiver is less distance, there is a small distance, then we can connect a physical path. Then such type of connection, it will be referred as guided guided transmission media. Okay. So whenever the distance is long from the transmitter to receiver, okay, then the physical path, there is no physical path between the transmitter to receiver, then the entire information which is propagated in the free space between the transmitter to receiver, that is nothing but unguided transmission medium. That is nothing but a unguided transmission medium. That is referred as wireless. Okay. So communication channel may be categorized guided and unguided. Okay. Guided means connection oriented. Unguided means connection less. Guided means there is a physical path which is connected between the transmitter to receiver. Unguided means there is no physical path between the transmitter to receiver. Guided transmission media which is preferred for short distance. Unguided transmission media which is preferred for long distance. Unguided transmission which is preferred for long distance. This guided transmission media wide may be considered as based upon a material that may be used as a twisted pair wire, or a coaxial cable or optical fiber cable. Okay, such type of materials which are connected between the transmitter to receiver in the guided transmission media at the time of the propagating the information from the transmitter to receiver. The next one is unguided transmission media. So unguided transmission media means there is no physical path. Okay, so that the entire information which is propagated in the free space. So that this unguided transmission media, this is a terrestrial microwave, satellite microwave, and a broadcasting microwave. Okay, so in terrestrial means earth-based. Okay, in the earth-based means there is no physical connection between the one person to another person. Satellite means the information from earth to sky. There is no physical connection. The broadcast radio means no. So from we are receiving the information, the signal for our mobile system. There is a one broadcasting. Okay. In our mobile system we have the FM radio. Okay. So in that particular FM radio, there is no physical connection between broadcasting station to our mobile system. Okay. Am I right or not? Say yes or no? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that's why these are all terrestrial microwave radio communication system, satellite microwave radio communication system, broadcast radio communication system. These are all wireless communication systems. Okay, wireless means that will be called as a unguided. Okay, guided means physical path. Unguided means there is no physical path. That means guided means connection. Unguided means there is no connection. Unguided means there is no connection. Okay. So what type of physical paths which are connected between the transmitter to receiver in the guided transmission media means twisted pair. That means so double wire, there is a twisted pair, coaxial cable or optical fiber cable. Similarly, in the unguided transmission media, terrestrial microwave, satellite microwave, broadcast radio systems will be preferred. Okay. So sometimes in the underground, that is under water, acoustic channels and storage channels like magnetic tapes, magnetic discs, etc., which are preferred to communicating the information. Okay. Then at the time of the channel, already we have discussed. These are the main things: noise, interference, and distortion. Okay. So what is meant by noise? Noise means simply disturbances. Noise means already we know that is simply called as there is a disturbances. Okay. So the noise means whenever the unwanted signal which is added to the original signal, the shape of the original signal is changes. There is no particular shape. There is no particular pattern. Okay. There is no possibility to calculate the frequency and amplitudes. Okay. So noise is a random signal. It is an undesirable signal. It's not required for us. Okay. So because why we are not accepting the noise signal means it it disturbs the actual signal. Okay, that is, it corrupts the actual signal. It corrupts the actual signal, so that the noise usually enters in the communication system via communication medium. That is, at the video communication medium is channel. Okay, but it could be locally generated as well. Okay, so it is generated. Then distortion. Okay, so distortion means whenever the unwanted information which is added to the original signal, there is an imperfections which will be occurred in the original signal. That means the actual response will be disturbed. Whenever the actual response will be disturbed, the entire measurements of the particular parameters in the particular wave, it should also be changed. It should also be changed. Okay, so that the waveform perturbation which is caused by imperfection response of the system to the desired signal. So whenever the unwanted information which is added to the actual signal, then that particular information, it will be disturbed. It will be disturbed. Okay, so the whenever we are considering as a channel, the channel is a linear distorting response, then distortion may be corrected. Okay, so maybe reduced, not eliminated. Remember, already told you, there is no possibility to eliminate the noise, but there is a possibility to suppress the noise. There is a possibility to suppress the noise. Okay, then interference. Okay, so the interference is signal from human sources, other transmitters, power lines, machineries, and any other switching circuits. Okay, so that the interferences may be occurred. The interference occur. So such type of interference occur most on the radio systems whose receiving antennas usually interrupt several signals at the same time. At the same time, automatically that will be occurred. That will be occurred. Okay. So that is represented as the block diagram of the communication system. Then what are the basic parameters we have in the sinusoidal signal? What are the basic parameters? Okay. So for identifying what are the basic parameters we have in this particular signal, for that purpose, we need to consider a time varying signal. Time varying signal. Basically, the time varying signal which is represented as x of t basically. Okay, but here they are given as x of t comma f comma phi. Okay, t means time, f means frequency, phi means phase. Okay, so x of t comma f comma phi is represented as a sin 2 pi fct plus phi. Here we are not concentration about the carrier signal just now. So that's why instead of fc, we are considering as only f. We are considering as only f. Okay. So that here x of t comma f comma phi equal to a sin 2 pi ft plus phi, where a represents amplitude. A represents amplitude. F represents frequency. F represents frequency. Phi represents phase. Phi represents phase. Okay. So A represents amplitude. Okay. F represents frequency. Phi represents phase. So this is represented as the amplitude. Okay. So measure of the amplitude means it is a measure of the strength of the signal. Measure of the, then we can go for the modulations. Measure of the strength of the signal. Then coming to the second parameter, that is represented as frequency. That is represented as a frequency. Okay. Now this is a frequency is number of oscillations. This is one oscillation. This is a one oscillation. The number of oscillations per second. The number of oscillations for the per second. Okay, so that will be measured in terms of hertz or cycles per second. Cycles per second. Then phase. The phase is referred as a phase of the that particular signal, that is in phase, out of phase. Okay, that is depends upon the corresponding signal. Then bandwidth. Okay, so the bandwidth means the range of frequencies which is occupied by the signal. That is, the bandwidth will be calculated by subtracting the lower frequency from the upper frequency. By subtracting the lower frequency from the upper frequency. Okay. Now consider some of the electromagnetic spectrums here. Okay. See here, these are the some of the electromagnetic spectrums. See the diagram. This is 10 cube, 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 5. This is infrared technology. This is visible range 0.5 into 10 power minus 6. Ultraviolet, X-ray, gamma ray. Okay. So this is the spectrum. See the spectrum. Then we can go for modulation. Then we can go for the modulation. So tell me the definition of the modulation. 403. 403. Jyotishma. Jyotishma. Who is 403? Jyotishma. Who is Jyotishma? Krishna Reddy? Krishna Reddy?
Sir. Sir.
Yeah, అమ్మాయి 403 రెస్పాండ్ కాలేదేంటి? అటెండెన్స్ ఇష్టం చెప్పా.
Okay, sir.
Who is 408? 408.
Sir.
ఏమ్మా ఎంతసేపు పిలవాలి? 408. Sirija.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the definition of the modulation.
Modulation may be defined as the process of characteristics like amplitude, frequency, phase of a signal known as carrier signal is varied accordance with the instantaneous values of another signal known as modulating signal.
Instantaneous values of another signal. Instantaneous value of message signal.
Values. Okay, sir.
Okay. Don't
Okay, sir.
add amplitude, frequency, phase. So whenever I am asking as the definition of the modulation means, just you say the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. That's all. Don't mention the amplitude, frequency, phase. Whenever I am asking as amplitude modulation, then you mention a word as amplitude. Whenever I am asking as frequency modulation, you mention frequency. Whenever I am asking as phase, you mention as phase. Without I am asking why you have mentioned amplitude, phase, frequency like that. Just I am asking as the definition of the modulation only. The modulation definition means why? How many times I am telling you? Insert the definitions on. Modulation means the process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. That is called as modulation definition. Otherwise, the carrier wave is varied. Carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. Whenever I am asking as the definition of the amplitude modulation, then you say the amplitude of the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous value of the message signal. Whenever I am asking as the definition of the frequency modulation, you say the frequency of the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. Like that. Okay? So, ఇక్కడ ఏవైతే నేను టైప్ చేస్తున్నానో దాన్ని చెప్పేసి చెప్పండి దాన్ని చూసేసి నేను ఇక్కడ రాశాను అనుకోండి సింబల్ అన్ని కవర్ అయ్యేదానికి మీరు చెప్పేస్తే యాస్టి చదివేసావు ఎందుకు నెట్టింగ్ నువ్వు see here, this is a small block diagram of the modulation process. A small block diagram of the modulation process. So for doing any modulation, the basic requirements are two things. The first one is message signal. The second one is the carrier signal. These are the basic things. First one is message signal. The second one is the carrier signal. Okay. So here consider this is the baseband signal. Baseband signal means modulating signal, information signal, source signal, input signal, low frequency signal, audio frequency signal, etc. These are the different names for message signal. Then one other signal is carrier signal. We required another one is carrier signal. That carrier signal which is taken by the RF oscillator. Oscillator means without any input which generates the signal. Similarly, why I am considering especially RF means the carrier signal is high frequency signal. The carrier signal is high frequency signal. So that this is a radio frequency signal. So that whatever the signal which will be generated, that should be in the form of the frequency is radio frequency. Because the carrier is high frequency. So that for the modulator, the baseband signal is given to like this. The carrier signal will be given to like this. This is low frequency signal. This is high frequency signal. Then it will generate modulated signal. That is output signal. Output signal. Then by using the RF power amplifier, the signal it will be amplified in the required rate, in the required level. Then it will be transmits by using a transmitting antenna.